How we doing, everyone? This is Old Papa G, and in today's video I'm making a tip and tricks guide for each course on Fall Guys to give you the best possible chance of moving on to the next round. Not necessarily to come in first on each course, but at least to move on to the next round and hopefully get to the final round and win. So first up, we have DoorDash. I like to actually call this one Black Friday because it's as if it's Black Friday and everyone's gonna blast through the door to get that discounted TV. They want to be there first. They're trying to get the win. They want that TV, like I said. So everyone's trying to go through one doorway, and it gets really cramped up. So for me personally, as this course goes on, I take a different approach as it goes to each level. In the earlier stages, I don't mind trying to blast through the door because if you hit the door and ricochet backwards, you have a better chance of rebounding. But in the later ones, if you make that mistake, everyone's going to bombard in front of you and you're not going to be able to get up. And then that's going to be a problem towards the end and you might not qualify towards the next round. So as you can see there, I bounced off the wall and ricocheted backwards, and now I'm already towards the back of the line. If I would have done that later on in the course, I wouldn't have been able to rebound, and then that would have been a problem qualifying towards the next round. So this course is breaking down into segments. So for each next segment you get to, there's one less door, one less door. So that's why I'm saying how you want to make sure someone else hits it, and then that way you could just dive right through it. Each doorway has a set of teeth that you definitely want to jump over, otherwise it's going to hold you back. And on the last one, as you just saw there, I always dive over instead of just jumping, because when you hit the floor on a regular jump, your guy takes longer to rebound, so you want to dive, that way he gets up faster. Okay, so now we're on to the next set of courses. This is Rollout. Basically, there's, what is that? That's 5 segments, and each one rolls in opposite direction. And as it's rolling up, there's going to be new segments that come up that you need to jump on. For me, I personally don't jump at all in this because I feel like jumping just gives you a higher probability of falling off. I like to just walk back and forth across each segment. So you'll see here, I go all the way towards the end because I think it's easier to do the 2 end pieces than sit in the middle because more people are pushing over there and you can fall off very easily. So I use the wall as, I guess, a rebound. That way I don't have to fall off and more people don't go on the wall ones. People try to push you off very easily. As you saw that guy right there, he just fell off because someone pushed him. So I like to just walk back and forth on the corners, away from everyone. I think it's easier that way, and you could just avoid being pushed. Depending on what point in the match this certain course comes up, you'll have a high amount of people that need to be eliminated or a low amount of people. Like in this one, for instance, this was the second course out of the 5 courses that they give you, so 17 people need to be eliminated. So sometimes it takes longer to get through it, so you just want to be as consistent as possible and just walk back and forth up against the wall ones like you're watching me do, and that way you don't jump off and fall or get pushed. Okay, so the next one that we have up is Hoopsy Daisy. This is the first team one that I'm going to be talking about. I personally don't like team ones because you're really relying on your teammates to help you throughout the entire course. And a lot of times people that play this, they're idiots, and they're also playing for their own needs. Some people just play to piss people off and grab people and choke them and push them off, and they're not actually trying to win. So if you're actually going for the win, it's better off to try to avoid the team ones. You don't really have a say. Each course automatically gives you at least 2 team ones, so you're going to have to get used to dealing with that. So for me, always keep an eye out for the gold rings because they're worth 5. If you get the gold rings, obviously you're automatically putting your team ahead. You'll see right here, there's a gold ring that I'm going for. They circle around really slowly. You basically just want to make sure you get to those first. Put yourself in good position. The spawn points for the gold ones tend to be where I'm standing right now on the higher up, in the middle, or around the circles. So you just want to position yourself properly so that way when they spawn you could grab them. But yeah, that one's pretty much straightforward. You have the 3 teams. You're all going for the hoops. And I actually like that one because a good amount of people get eliminated. You're eliminating 2 teams, so you're probably eliminating 15 people. So this one right here is Dizzy Height. I really like this one. It's a type of race course. You all just run up the middle. And as you can see, each turn dial pushes you in one direction. Just make sure that you're going in the right direction of the turn dial. If you're trying to go against it, you're going to hold yourself back and you're not going to be able to progress like everyone else is progressing. Now, in this section where there's the 4 cannons that are shooting all these giant massive balls at you, it's really unpredictable how they come out. As you can see, I got hit twice in a row sometimes one will come out, sometimes they'll be back to back, other times one lane will completely have nothing. So you basically just got to play it by ear, use the divots to avoid it. Um, for the next section, as you just see, try not to fall there. If you fall there, you're going to have to go up a ledge at the end, and then that's just going to slow you down. This section's really easy. Stay towards the right. I always move towards the right. The things push you towards the right anyway, but you'll see at this end of the lane, you're moving up. The balls don't shoot towards the right, so if you could just avoid that, you'll be good to go. Alright, and the next one that we have up is Jinxed. This one is another team base, but instead of having 3 teams, you're only going to have 2 teams. It's going to be the blue team and the yellow team. So basically, when the game starts, there's going to be one person on each team that's Jinxed. You'll notice that they have pink, I don't know what you want to call it, dust glowing off of them. You want to avoid these people. For me, during Jinxed, I prefer to actually get Jinxed immediately because I noticed I'm better at jinxing people than avoiding being jinxed. Again, this one's really random. I use these balls to try to avoid being hit by the people that are jinxing. It's a good way to avoid being hit. And a lot of people, as you'll see right here, they're all just sitting in the middle around this circle thing because you get a little bit of a speed boost. If someone jinx comes on this circle, you'll have the speed and you could just jump off in any direction like I just did to try to avoid them. And that's pretty much it for this one. This one's really straightforward. It's not a big map. You could use the balls in order to ricochet off, and you could use the circles and jump off to give yourself a speed boost and avoid being jinxed. Alrighty, the next one, Whirlygig, Whirly-Dirly. Basically, it's, again, one straight race course. There's circles, and you can see that there's the thing that circles around. You need to make sure that you jump over them. Now, the one thing you're going to have a hard time avoiding, you could keep jumping over them like you'll see me doing, but sometimes the other people that aren't avoiding it, as you can see, they're just flying across the whole map. See, right there, that guy that just is letting itself get hit by it, hit into me. There's nothing you can do about it. I try to use that speedway to jump on the ledge and then jump right up. You could also move to the side and hit R2 and do a pull-up and avoid having to jump up that way entirely. I find that way, as if it's really crowded over there, then you're going to just want to do the pull-up, and that way you avoid the whole hassle of having all those people push out of your way. Now you'll notice here there's people that are just trying to run right up the gut, right up the middle. The success rate is extremely low. That guy just flung off by trying to go up the middle. So if you're actually trying to get more kudos and win, because if you win, you get more kudos or place in the top 20%, then I suggest either going right or left right away and just going up the sides. This final one, you got to time it properly because that windmill, as you can see, goes really slow, and you'll just have to time your jump. That way you can get across. I always dive through the hole because if you don't, you could just fall backwards, and then, as you'll see, I keep fucking up and have to redo it. If you just dive through, you're less likely to fall backwards, and you could just go right through, and your guy's response time of getting up when he dives is much faster than if he just falls naturally. So you might as well just dive to make it easier for yourself. Oh god. The next one up is the slime climb. This one definitely separates the men from the boys. This one puts a little hair on your chest. It's really actually difficult. So those people going all the way around are going to have a much harder time. You want to get ahead of the pack. That way you're not getting pushed off, because if you fall one time, you're automatically eliminated in this one. So you want to use that little triangle. It bounces you right up to the next level. Again, here, they're going all the way around. That first divot in, you could jump right up and avoid dealing with all those people. If you get an early lead in this one, you're much more likely to get it done because you could go at your own pace while everyone's fighting at the bottom to get on one little platform. For me, this is my kryptonite, these little circle things. It looks really easy to go on these cylinders. I'm making it look easy right there. Believe me, it took a lot of practice to get good on walking all those cylinders. These hammers, I normally go right through it. That surface is slippery, so if you get hit by the hammer, you're automatically going to fall off. That guy that looks like Reptar right there, that's the same thing. That's a shortcut. In that corner, you can jump right up. It's a good strategy. You want to avoid dealing with people. So anything that could get you a little bit ahead in this one is exactly what you want to do. Again, at the end, with these 3 balls, I try to dive, because if you dive, you could avoid being hit by the balls because you're too low to get hit by them. Alrighty, and now we have another team-based game. This is Fall Ball. It's really similar to Rocket League if you played it. It has the same I guess physics and trajectory, you could call it. You're basically playing soccer. Uh, the meta for this is when the ball goes into the goal, it spawns in the middle. Now you could look for the shadow, and when it's falling to the middle, you could just hit it directly if no one's there, and it will go right into the goal. That's what you want to do. One thing that you're going to have to look out for this is it's not always a soccer ball. As you can see, a football just spawned. It makes it much more difficult to get in. That's exactly what I was talking about right there. That guy waited for it to spawn, hit it right into the goal. And also be careful. It's a low spawn rate, but sometimes there's a golden egg that spawns. And if you score the golden egg, that's going to be 5 goals worth in one shot. So be very careful for that. Okay, so now we have one of the final rounds. There's 3 different game modes you could get for the final round. This is Royal Fumble. So there's one person on the map that has a tail, and the last person to have the tail at the end wins. So the best thing to do in this is to keep the high ground when you have the tail, because when you have the tail on the high ground, you can dodge them much easier. You could jump down, you could go around the corners. It makes it much easier for you, which you'll see this guy actually does a good job. He's using the high ground, he's dodging. Another strategy you want to do is jump and dive towards them. It'll give you a little bit more range when you're trying to grab, and that little bit makes all the difference if you want to actually win during the final round and get your crown. Crowns pay for assorted costumes and different stuff like that, which is why that guy looks like Reptar, which is why I have the boxing gear on from getting the crowns. That guy's doing the right thing. You use the middle because it gives you the speed boost, and then you jump on the edges. See, he got away from me very smoothly right there. He used the middle to jump around. I don't even know where he is right now, but that's exactly what you want to do. You use those platforms to get a speed boost, and then just jump off. See, he just made a mistake right there. He accidentally fell, which gave me the advantage to steal the tail from him in the end. And now I'm just going to copy exactly what he did. Use that bowl to ricochet them, use the speed boost, jump off the platforms. It's pretty straightforward. As if you could get the tail, it's easier. He almost came back and got me there, but in the end I pulled through on this one and I got the win using the high ground and the speed boost. Okay, so now we're up to the hit parade. This actually might be my favorite one. Oh, wait, no, I'm mixing it up with another one, so scratch that. So this one, again, straightforward. It's actually really, really short. Even if you fall down in this one, which is what I just did, you could still catch up to the people in the front. Like, that guy's right in the front. You could still catch up very easily. So everyone pushes these panels, and you go right through. I try to stay in the middle and be kind of elusive. That way, if it cracks a little bit, you could just still squeeze right through like I did right there. You want to try to stay in the crevices. There's really not much to this one that I could give advice, unless you're looking towards the end. So I tend to go up the sides. That way, if those little things going back and forth hit you, it's going to push you back, and that might be the difference of you getting eliminated. So I go up the sides. That way I technically can't get hit, and it just pushes me more to the side. Alright, now we're moving right along. This is called Perfect Match. I personally believe that this is the stupidest one in the whole game. So basically, there's a big sign right there. There's the TVs on the signs. They show you what fruit that you need to jump onto, and if you're not on the right platform, it gives out from underneath. The first round, it's just 2 fruits. So if you fall off in the first one, that's on you for just not paying attention. The second round, there's 4 fruits or something like that, and it's still not that hard. The last one is where it gets difficult because every platform is almost something different. I just try to, I'm not going to lie here, I just try to find where the whole pack is going, and I'll move on to that one. Alrighty, what are we up to now? Team Tail Tag. Okay, so this is really similar to Royal Fumble, which is the one that's the final round where there's about 4 to 5 people and they're all chasing one tail. The difference is there's 4 teams, and each team, I think, starts with 4 tails, and as long as you're not the one team that has the least at the end, you're good to go. So only one team actually gets eliminated, so there's not too much to worry about on this one. What I do is once I get a tail, I'll go right to this hammer and stand right there. So when people try to come at me, the hammer just pushes them right off, and it's a good safety measure. Most people actually just give up because they're tired of getting hit by the hammer, and they'll just leave you alone. So that's what I do for team tag. Block party. Yeah, this one's not as much of a party as you would think. So there's 2 different strategies you could do on this one. You could just play the game as it's supposed to be played and dodge the blocks as they come over. But there's kind of a glitch that you can do. You'll see people all moving along the sides of the walls. If you can, you could jump onto their head like that guy's trying to do it right there. You could jump off of someone's head and jump onto the wall, and that way you could just stand there as all the platforms are going by. You don't even have to do anything. If you get lucky enough, like I said earlier though, you need to jump on someone's head. Sometimes you'll luck out because the blocks position yourself where the people have to go up against the wall. Just try to look out for that, then use their heads, jump off. It's pretty much that simple. Another tip that I can give you is once you get through maybe the first 15 seconds of the blocks coming out, there's going to be these special blocks where there's a block on each side and the long, low, flat one in the middle. What you want to avoid is getting hit by it at all. You basically get stuck, your feet get stuck under it, and there's no getting out of it. You just get eliminated just like that. Okay, so next we have up tiptoe. This one is really all luck. I wouldn't say all luck, but the majority. So the platforms give out, and you have to guess the lucky platforms that don't give out. So the only thing I could really recommend in this one is once you get towards the end, don't go on a platform that you're unsure of. Push people into it. That's the best advice that I could really give for this one. There's just a lot of luck involved. In the beginning, you could fall trying to guess which platforms that are because you could recover easily, and a lot of people fall throughout this one. But right there, that wolf falling off towards the end like this, he's not going to recover. He's not going to make it. That's it. That's all I could really tell you for this one. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So right now it's Fall Mountain. This is another final round. This one is a little difficult, but it is doable. So my recommendation is staying on the sides. Don't run up the middle. And you'll see that those cannons that they just displayed, they shoot those big balls like we saw in one of the earlier ones. If you get hit by too many of those, you're going to have a really hard time rebounding. That's why I stay to the sides, because the walls could actually be your safety. If the ball bounces off the wall, obviously it's going to ricochet far enough away from you. As you can see, I'm hugging the wall. It's giving me a little bit of an advantage as I move along. Same thing for this hammer here. If you try to go in between those two hammers, you're more likely to get hit. If you just have to deal with one hammer on one side, you're going to have a way easier time. Same thing with this one. I messed up there, but it is good to dive. Even though the hammer caught me at the end, it's good to dive through it. You'll get a little bit more momentum. Now, we're almost towards the end of this video here. I think we got 3 more game types. So this is the jump circle. This one's really easy. A lot of people make it more difficult than it needs to be. People try to follow the the pink cylinder as it's spinning. That is the worst thing you could do. As you can see, my guy's not even going to move at all. All I do is jump over the green cylinder. If it's lined up that the green and pink are lined up evenly and you can't jump through it, that's the only time you'll see me move. That way I could just jump over the green one. Other than that, this one's probably the easiest one. Don't move, jump over the green cylinder. If it's not lined up, move a little bit and make it not lined up anymore. That's the best advice I could give you for that one. Okay, we're down to the final 2 here. We got Fruit Shoot. So this one's a really quick one. Obviously you can see the runways are going opposite of the direction that you're going, so it's a fucking pain in the ass to walk up it. But it's really straightforward. There's all these different fruits that shoot at you. Some are big, some are small. You got to avoid them. My best advice is do not go up the middle like all these other different game modes. If the log hits you, you're going to go all the way down no matter what part of the map you're on. I run up the sides, and I use those little triangles as leverage. See, I got hit there, but the triangle saved me from falling all the way down. My guy rebounded a little bit faster, and I can move on to the next one. Same thing there. You won't go back as far because you'll at least hit the pyramid, and you could just go from that pyramid. That's the easiest thing that you can do. If you go up the middle, there's nothing to save your fall. Your guy's not gonna get up. You're gonna have to start from the beginning, and you could basically say you're gonna get disqualified right from there. So now we're down to the final 2, I believe. This one's called Gate Crash. So it's all about timing. As you can see, one side goes up, the other one goes down. Always go towards the wall that's already up. I'm going towards the wall that's up. If you're going towards the one that's down, it's gonna go up. This part right here, the sides on the right and the left, they only go down every 3rd wall in the middle that goes down. Do not expect that one to go down because you're going to get screwed over. The final part, You go down the slippery slope, it's the same concept. Go towards the wall that's already up. As you can see, I did that there, but I hit the wall. I screwed up. You'll see it here on this next attempt. I'm going towards the middle one because the wall was up. And there you go. It's really that simple. Always go towards the up wall. And here comes the one that's the biggest pain in the ass. Seesaw. Oh my god, this one is annoying on so many different levels. The physics in this game are horrible. One, it's a seesaw, so they go up and down depending on how many people are on it. It weighs down one side, you got to go up on the other one. A couple different tips here. Don't jump if you do not have to. If you jump, your guy will be unbalanced, he'll fall, you'll slide right down. You'll see right here. I don't jump. That's the perfect angle. Your guy doesn't need to jump. He could just walk right across. If I jumped with all those people behind me, I'm going to slip and fall, go down, start from the beginning. Fuck all that. Just be patient. Stay on the seesaw. Don't jump if you don't have to. Right there. Same thing right there. I'm not jumping. I'm just waiting it out. Like I said, for some reason, the guys are way heavier than you think you are. One guy will make the seesaw go all the way up, and you'll have to wait it out. Another tip, it's difficult because obviously there's a lot of people doing this at one time. You want to get a lead. If you could get a lead, like that guy is right there, all the way in the front, you're smooth sailing because you don't have to deal with the weight of other people fucking up the seesaw going back and forth. So try to get a lead. Don't jump if you don't have to, and it's that simple. And now for the last game, it's Hexagon. This is another version of a final round. You'll only get this one when you reach the final round. It's way more difficult when there's a lot of people on it. The most I've ever seen on it at one time is 17 people. This one here, you'll see there's 11 people. No, actually 12 people because one person wins in the end. One thing that I could recommend, especially when there's a lot of people, is cut people off. If you see people doing that, what they think is meta, jumping on one platform at a time, no. Fuck all that. You run right up to that guy, you go in front of them, and you start taking off his whole path. That way, he won't be able to jump on one thing at a time, because once people do that on the upper levels, you're going to get screwed. So try to do that as early as possible. That's why I don't jump on one piece at a time. I'm trying to remove as many layers as possible so people can't get a chance to jump on one at a time, like what they believe to be as meta. So fuck all that. Just try to cut people off if you see them doing that. Make them drop down to the next layer and just rinse and repeat. Like I also said, it's all about how many people are on it. The less people that are on it, it makes it a little bit easier. I also, unless you absolutely have to, don't dive because your guy's going to take a little bit longer to get up. So that's all that I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button, hit subscribe. If you want, you could also watch me on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/all_Papa G. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, I will be making more tips and guides for other video games, and I also do reviews. But it takes me a little bit longer to process it because unlike big companies like IGN, I don't get the game immediately. So I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.